What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? It's Dutch Jackson, and I am here with the awesome Deal Machine rep, Matt Kamp. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. And I love the hat there. There you go.
Oh
Go
yeah,
Cardinals.
man. Yes, sir. Matt hit me up. Matt knows that I'm a Deal Machine user, and he wanted to come on, and we just talked about, the new updates that Deal Machine has brought to us. It has come such a long way since I first started using it. So, Matt, man, go ahead and take me away and let me know what you guys got going now.
Yeah, I'm happy to walk you through all the new stuff and then hear how you've been using it and whatnot to give kind of pro tips on what our best people are seeing most success with here, man. But yeah, I think it's funny. Like we really pride ourselves on listening to our Deal Machine members and really hearing like what they're using, what they're seeing the most value out of, what they want next, what they would be able to really best utilize within the tech, right? So every time we get a new feature request, we're really digging into that. We're really listening to that feedback to inform where the product's going to go and what we want to build out next to make your guys' lives easier to make you more money when you're investing. So,
Man, awesome. And just for the people, before I get too far into it,
yeah,
Deal Machine is an app that investors use. When you're driving around, you see these vacant houses, you see these houses um, and that we look for as low hanging fruit. A lot of people are going through hard times. You're looking for motivated sellers. It's an app that helps you pinpoint and locate these motivated sellers, these absentee owners. You could skip trace right then on the spot to give somebody a call. You could start shooting direct mail from the phone. Like,
mhm.
it's like a major tool in the investors world. So real estate investors world. So I just wanted to recap exactly what Deal Machine was before we got any further.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's something too. Like we tried to make it so it's both really easy for newbies to get used to and get out there and start taking action. Because
Uh-huh.
there's plenty of people who are like wanting to get into real estate investing, have read a bunch of stuff, have probably listened to follow you on IG and on Facebook, and have been thinking about getting into it for a while, but haven't actually like gone after it and try to get out there and make things happen. And we want to be an app to help you do that. So like you said, you're one click away from what would be normally like a 20-25 minute process of finding the address, finding the owner, trying to get in touch with them, trying to write a postcard, send it in the mail, like trying to call them. All that stuff takes a while to try to figure out and find the info for.
Right.
Whereas for Deal Machine, we made it so that way you're literally 10 seconds away and you can take a picture of the property, see who owns it, hit skip trace and give them a call, or hit send them direct mail and send them postcards.
Yeah.
So
Or do them both, and
yeah, exactly. Perfect, man.
I gotta
So
say, that was my very first app. Like, and to this day, you go through different apps as a real estate investor trying to find out what works. But Deal Machine has been my pretty much ongoing from when I started, and I still have it today. So
love it.
it's been awesome.
Perfect, man. So yeah, so we made it so it's easy for newbies to get into real estate investing and just get in their car and drive around and look for that house that might be distressed in some way. Like if they've got, a tarp on the roof or broken, windows or gutters falling off or whatever the signal might be, like, that's when the owner might be open to selling it. So that, the app can help you try to get in touch with the owner that way. And then for the more experienced people, we made it complex enough so that way you can really go out there and you can like hire your own drivers and have them drive around and look for deals for you and take it to the next level. So we try to make it easy for newbies, but also, deep enough that people who are already investing can take their investing to the next level.
All right, man. Sounds like
Yeah,
a winner, man. Take me through some of these updates, my brother.
yeah, for sure. Let me share my screen here.
Okay.
Cool. Can you see that dashboard? Hopefully.
Yes, I can.
Perfect, man. So going through this, I mean, like I said, we everything we're doing, we're listening to you guys. We're trying to find out like what should we evolve next to make it easier for you. This is something, Dutch, we literally just came out with this week.
Okay.
This calendar feature right here. This is something where now, we heard so many people saying, "Hey, I wish we could track our mail a little bit better." When
Mhm.
you go to this calendar feature, you'll see, I haven't sent out mailers on through this account, but you'll see every past mailer you sent and then everything coming up too. So if you have
Wow.
if you have postcards that are scheduled to go out to people, once a month or however often through the app that you're trying to get in touch with people,
Mhm.
you'll see all that through this calendar. And, that's something we literally launched this week. So not many people know about it yet. um,
Wow, wow, that is crazy.
yeah. So that's something like we're excited to give people tools like this to just see, better plan out their marketing, like better plan out their budgeting, better plan out and see, oh, I've got, 20 mailers scheduled for next month. I should be by my phone because, hopefully people are going to be, picking up and calling me from that. And I know at this point, if you're sending out mail through the app,
Mhm.
and you're also driving for dollars, it's like about 55 cents per mailer. So, if I've got 20 mailers, then I've got a budget, $10, so more than that, $11 to make sure to cover that. So, that's kind of this new calendar feature we just launched.
Wow.
Um, Overall, like how it's set up now. So you've got, like you said, it's a driving for dollars app. So, you've got the map here, you've got driving here to make sure that you're driving around or you're hiring people to drive around for you. So I
Mhm,
can show you guys that real quick. How we've evolved it from there
mhm,
is outside of the map, really the last like 6 months, we've added two other elements. So we've got the map going on. We've got this leads feature, which is like basically a CRM. So the next level above, if a spreadsheet, if you have a spreadsheet with a bunch of email addresses on it and you're trying to follow up with people, you can use this now to make it way easier to follow up with them and to track like everybody that you're trying to get in touch with.
got
So and that actually, this feature too, that's free, like the CRM completely free. So yeah, so that was a big one that we wanted to make sure that people could come in and no matter what they're doing, like use our free leads list, our free CRM, so that way you're tracking your business every day, and like who you're trying to get in touch with, how you can find that next investment and use that. So I'll go through that real quick.
okay.
And then this list engine is the most recent thing we launched. So, we're a big proponent of driving for dollars, obviously. Like that's where we started. That's where we still think your dollar is going to go furthest. Like when you go out there and drive around, like that's a list of leads that no one else has. Like you came up with that. You saw those houses yourself. You validated like, yeah, this is a good house to try to ask the owner if they would sell.
Right.
Um, that being said, we also made a list pulling engine here, and that's right here. So that way, if you're spending more in marketing, if you want to go broader, if you want to just say, hey, show me all of the vacant houses in my neighborhood, and I want to start sending mailers to the owners of those houses, like, that's how you can do that really easily through the list engine. So we kind of wanted to make it easy in a couple different ways for you guys to find leads.
Wow, man. And the good thing about this, man, you could do virtual driving for dollars,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You don't even have to leave your house if you don't want to. You could do
Yeah.
virtual driving for dollars, and that was big, during what we're going through now with COVID and everything. You didn't want to be out and about. You could just stay in the comfort of your own home and create your own list that way through
For
the app.
sure. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I like literally this week talked to somebody who's like, yeah, on Sundays now I watch football and virtual drive for dollars. like you sit on his couch and, watching his fantasy team hopefully win, but,
Right.
and then driving around and making money by trying to find houses like that. So,
Wow.
um,
Wow, man.
yeah. Yeah, I think the virtual stuff there's two different ways you can do stuff from your computer. There's the list pulling engine that I'll go through,
Mhm.
and then the virtual driving for dollars thing.
Okay.
That's actually a Chrome extension. So if you've got Google Chrome, if you're on our Pro plan, you get access to that. Where when you click on this, I'm not logged in currently, but
Mhm.
when you click on that, it'll take you to Google Maps, and that's where you can literally drive around and do the same thing as you would, out in your car,
Mhm.
but through Google Maps, look around and like, yeah, you'll want to check on maps that it's a recent picture, so that way it's up to date, right? And it's
Right.
not a 2-year-old picture that you're trying to reach out to, but it's still a pretty darn good way to drive around. If you see a house that clearly is vacant or is run down in some way, like it'll be easy to identify that on Google Maps, and you can do this whole process through there virtually. So
Wow. So that's no more excuses if you don't have a car. I mean,
there you go.
get deal
You're
machine
from
versus
there.
$5 and
Yeah. So I'll show you real quick. Though out of those three things, out of the driving for dollars map, the free CRM, and the list pulling engine,
Mhm.
I can just show you real quick the new stuff we've gotten here. So Clicking on the map here. Oh, I was having a few internet issues this morning. Hopefully this, here we go. So you can actually jump in here, and this is what you're going to see when you're driving around. So this is probably what you're familiar with through the app. Is you can hit this top right button on your phone, lock into where you are. If you're on our pro plan instead of our basic, our pro plan, it'll actually track your route too. So I don't know if you've done that before. That's
Yeah.
relatively newer. Okay, cool. You'll see like the green line behind you of where you've been, and that'll show up so that way next time you drive, you can look and see like, have I driven this neighborhood before? How long ago you drove it. Like that's something in 6 months it turns yellow, and then in a year it turns red. So you can see red lines and say, oh, it's been a year since I drove this neighborhood. Like let's go back over there and drive it again.
It's
You
been
know?
it's been so helpful, man. Because especially being in a market like mine, I'm not from Dallas. I'm not from DFW. So when I got
Yeah.
here, not knowing where I was, just driving in circles,
Yeah. Yeah, I was you're
So,
repping St. Louis. There we go. Yeah,
right, right.
you're with me. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely, especially new markets. Like even if it's a new neighborhood that you just moved into,
Right.
um, it helps you kind of track that. Especially if you're going to hire other people to drive with you. Like seeing that out there is going to really, really help them and make sure that they are, hitting areas that you haven't before. So, that route tracking feature is big. One new one as well. So when you're out driving around, you'll see like each of these black dots are properties that you haven't added to your list yet.
Mhm.
All of the green ones are. When you're driving around, you can actually hit this highlights button. I don't know if you've tried this before. This one, okay, so this is a big one that people haven't used as much as they could be using it. But if you hit highlights and then you say, all right, show me a quick list of whatever criteria you want. Like, for me, I like absentee owner. So click absentee owner, go down to apply preset, and boom, you should see green boxes pop up. So now that'll automatically tell you like, hey, these are the houses that fit your criteria.
Oh,
So, and
goodness.
this is on every level. This is our basic plan can do this too.
Oh,
So,
pre-foreclosures, behind on taxes.
yep. Yeah. Any of this stuff, absentee is going to be a bigger one that pops
Oh,
up, mostly owned. Vacant. Let's see if there's any vacant nearby for me. You've got the one right here. So
man.
yeah, like it'll pop up and show you. And you should still do other properties outside of what pops up.
Right.
If you the biggest thing is if you see it with your eyes that it's a distressed property, then add it. But these are ones where it's like if there's a green box, go there, really validate it, really look closely because it fits all your other criteria.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's huge, man.
yeah, that's a big one. So if you see, all right, I'm going to click on this vacant property here. I've already added it to my CRM, but you can go in and say, hey, you can see the owner information of it, Rachel, right here. You can see I've skip traced them. So the skip tracing that if you're on our basic plan, that one's 17 cents per skip trace, but
Mhm.
the idea of skip tracing just means you'll ping our database and see if we have any phone numbers or email addresses for that person.
Okay.
So for her right away, you can see I've got 2 phone numbers. So you can either call her on the spot and say like, hey, Rachel, I just drove by your property. I saw XYZ was wrong with it. Would you be open to selling? Like being able to just be very upfront with her right on the spot. Like that's where you start making things happen right away. um like the way to scale yourself, the way to like continuously get in touch with people
Mhm.
would be through the mail. So the two main ways people are getting in touch with people through with property owners through DealMachine is either cold call like that through skip tracing or through direct mail. So it's through these mail pieces. So while you're driving around, or even like after you're done driving around and you're back, you can just hit start mailers and you'll automatically start sending postcards to them. Which on here I have repeat mailing every 21 days. So every 21 days, she'll get a postcard from me. Which you can adjust that. You can just send it once. You can automate it so it'll send it once a month or however long you want. But you can change all that through the app too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you do one or the other? Like, do you try to call people or send mailers, or what do you
I,
prefer?
I do it all. I
There
call
we go.
them. I call
Yeah.
them and then I it's just automatic, shoot mail after I try to call, you know.
Yeah.
So
Perfect, man. I recommend that. Like if you're comfortable doing both, that's going to get way more success than one or the other, you know?
yeah, man. I mean, that's actually how I got my first deal with DealMachine, man.
Yeah.
I called the guy on the spot, and it pulled up his recent address where he was living at that
Uh-huh.
point. He wasn't living in the house, so he actually lived around the corner from where
Yep.
the vacant was. Drove over there, met up with the guy, and got him under contract.
Love it, man. That's what the absentee owner stuff. Like if you click on, one of the absentee owned properties,
Mhm.
you'll see this guy owns this property, but he lives in New York. Like,
Yep.
he's, you'll see his mailing address pop up here too. So when you see that and you see they're on the other side of the US, like, dude, that's a great opportunity to one, give them a call. And then two, if their house is in bad condition and they're not even close to it, when you send a postcard, one pro tip for sure is any property that you put in, take a picture of that property. Like it'll actually prompt you, and when you add the lead
Mhm.
right here, it'll come up and give you a camera button, so that way you can take a picture of that property. Once I get through my internet issues here, but
Mhm.
that'll come up, and that way when you take a picture of it, that picture is going to automatically be imported onto your postcards when you send the postcard. So when Robert gets a postcard from me, he'll see a picture of his property that I took. The postcard will say like, "Hey, is this your property? I was looking to buy it." Like, it'll give a call to action there, and he will. Here, let me try this again. He will, because he's in New York, he might even know the condition of his property. Like he might see that and say, "Wow, I didn't even realize that's what that looks like." So we've definitely gotten people to call after seeing a picture of their property, through this method. Yeah, man. But when you add that, that'll come up, and you'll see like this guy's, actual address is he lives the house over, but owns both of those houses, or lives across the street but owns both. So,
Wow.
um, yeah. So I think that's probably the main stuff in our driving around, map feature. Um, Really quick jumping into leads here.
Mhm.
So this is the CRM that's completely free. So you can actually import up to like 50,000 addresses. And if you've got just like Excel sheets or whatever, maybe you're just writing down addresses, however you're doing it. If you import those into here, it'll backfill this automatically. So all for free, you'll get, sale price, sale date, assessed value, equity, owner type, owner name, like all that stuff will just populate automatically.
Wow.
So at the very least, man, like this will be even for free. Just come in here and use this over an Excel sheet.
Wow. And that's what I do. I build up my leads, I export it, send it to my text messaging
Mhm.
platform, and I have at it, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can import it or export it, so that way if you're doing, yeah, ringless voicemail or text or any of that stuff, we make it easy for you to hit those people up too. Um, and then the main thing too is to really organize your business. So if you're like, organize your leads. If you go in here, you click pending approval, you can change the status, so that way if you're sending postcards, it'll automatically update it to with marketing. So that way, are we marketing to them or not? If they're done getting postcards, like if you said, "Hey, send this owner 4 postcards," and it's over, it'll say marketing complete. So
Mhm.
that way, that you're not marketing them anymore. And then when you hit deal won, deal lost, like that'll add to your analytics, that on your dashboard, you'll be able to see, the ROI of what you're doing. Like you'll be able to see how much you spent on DealMachine, how much you spent on your mailers, how much you spent on your skip tracing, and then how much that property was worth. You can put that in there, so that way you can really easily see. I spent $1,000, but I got 10,000 back. You can see
Right.
that really really easily there. So
Wow.
uh, yeah. So this CRM in general, we want to give people access to as much data as possible for us, and then also stay organized and know where their leads are going. They can tag them, so that way, say they want to use this as a way to like follow up on the right days. They can go in here and say, "Yeah, I want to follow up with this person on Monday." So that way, if you have your tags going, and then you go in here and every day you just filter your leads by that tag. So I come in here, click filter leads, click tags, and say, hey, I want to see everyone on Monday that I need to follow up with. Apply that filter, and then, okay, these are the 5 properties that I've tagged with follow up on Monday. So that way I know to give them a call or whatever I'm going to do.
Wow.
So yeah, so people are using it as a way to like manage their system, their pipeline, their leads, and then track their return on their dollar.
Man, this is awesome. I'm really underusing DealMachine right now.
I mean, dude, we're yeah.
I mean, because
Stuff
like
all
I
the time.
said, I drive, I build my list, I export, but man, I'm talking, you guys added so much more, man. It's like this, man.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like it's definitely, like I said, it's something where we take the feedback from our users and figure out how to add more value to them. So yeah, so it's like drive for dollars, you manage your leads, and then the other thing in here that I want to make sure to point out is this new list engine. So this is what I was talking about of like, again, like you're going to need a bigger marketing budget for this method. Like driving for dollars, you can find the exact house that no one else has found that's distressed that you can put in and start marketing to. This is a much broader strategy where you can actually go in here, hit build list, and say, show me within my map. I'm going to draw an area. There we go. And then say, all right, show me everything in this box that is absentee owned or whatever the criteria might be. And you'll see, oh man, I've got 2,700 leads already on here. So this is something where like, it's going to save you a ton of time, but it's going to get you a way bigger list. So make sure that if you're going to market to those people, that you've budgeted correctly, that like, all right, I'm going to send out a lot of mailers, like, that could add up quickly, but it also gives you a crazy amount of data. So that way, if you're ready to scale, if you're ready to take it to the next level and, hit a big area of people, here's how you do it.
Wow.
You can hit smart list too. So that way, you've got 2,735 leads in this right now. But if a property were to sell, or if they weren't to be absentee anymore, if they didn't fit your criteria, every Monday it updates the list. So that way it takes away the properties and adds the properties in your area that you selected that fit your criteria or don't anymore. Wow. So that way, like, you don't ever send a postcard to a property that doesn't fit anymore, or when they do fit, you're the first one that's hitting that property because it just added to the list.
Wow. Man,
so
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, so it's all next level.
Yeah, man.
But you can see on here, like I did absentee owned, less than 200K ARV, and then sold greater than 10 years ago is my criteria within this specific drawing I made. And there were, over 700 houses that fit that criteria. I haven't marketed to them yet, but it would show if I show how many are complete, and then show like how many deals have I won from that. So that way you can see the return on that specific list too.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Can you do most of these, if not all of these functions from your phone?
Yeah, I think you definitely can in the app. I think it's a little bit easier on the desktop for List Engine because it's just easier to kind of click around on here. Gotcha. But you can do it on your phone. It's just how I usually use it. I usually do the map, anything driving and map related I do on my phone, and then anything CRM or list related I do on my computer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. But if you don't have access to one or the other, you can still make it work. It's just I think it's from a time perspective, if you've got both, then that's how I would break it down.
Okay.
So,
really, man.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I mean, this is crazy. Look, you guys trying to get into investing. You want a way, because trust me, I used to drive, writing stuff down.
Yeah.
Gotta stop and see where I am, trying to keep track of what I'm doing. You guys are really trying to get into it. This is actually the easiest way. Driving for dollars is the easiest way for your entry level to get into the real estate investing world. So, man, I really click the promo link, Dutch, get into DealMachine, check it out. And it's also a free trial period, right, man?
Yeah, if you do it, I mean, if you're going to sign up, period, like definitely go through your link because you get 15 free credits to do mailers and skip tracing and all that stuff, and you wouldn't get that if you just signed up normally.
Okay.
But it's a 7-day trial, so you can get in there, do the CRM for free forever, drive around for 7 days, start sending postcards, your first postcards and your first skip trace for free because of the deal credits, and start getting out there and driving and make things happen.
Man, look, DealMachine, thank you again for having me. Matt, we got a lot of stuff to do with the DealMachine, with Duz Jackson, with music, with a lot of stuff.
Love it.
So we're about to be doing a lot of partnerships on a lot of things, man. Thank you again, brother. And
Yeah.
anything you got to say to sign off?
No, I mean, excited to see people who are, starting to take action, starting to get out there. Like, I love inspiring people to at least, get out there and start trying. And then if you've got any questions, like matt@dealmachine.com is my email. So feel free to use me as a resource and give you any pro tips I've got too. So.
All right, y'all. Y'all sign off. Y'all know where to find me, Duz Jackson, across all social media. And we'll check with you later.